What is management? Who teach you management?
Cô Trúc.
Oh, Miss Job, I'm on the phone right away. So you tell me what is management?
Great. Can you say again please?
What is management? Management is how you use different resources of the organization through the four functions in order to achieve the organizational goal. Okay, so with management, you have to think about how to utilize different resources, different assets in the company. So in the company, what type of resources do we have? What type of resources do we have? Employees, human resource. What else? Financial resource. Very good. What else? Can you repeat what you just said? Intangible assets. What does it mean? Oh, what does it mean? What does it mean?
English, please.
You can't touch, you cannot touch, you cannot think, you only feel. Very good. What else? We have some physical assets. For example, the land, the building, the technology, the equipment, okay, the facility, and we have the intangible assets. And now, many companies realize that financial assets and physical assets, they are easily being imitated or duplicated. For example, let's talk about an iPhone. An iPhone. 15 years ago, iPhone seemed to be something huge, so modern with a lot of technology. But now, whatever you have in the iPhone, Samsung also have. The same feature, the same application. Huawei also have. Oppo also have. Right? Xiaomi also have. They are almost the same. For example, in hotel, okay, the hotel room, it is almost the same everywhere. You have a bed, you have a painting, you have a mini bar, you have almost everything the same, the decoration. Therefore, they said the tangible assets, they are so easily being duplicated. And it cannot be our unique selling point. They cannot represent our company. So many people said, if we want to be successful, if we want to grab the attention of the customer, we need more of intangible research. Something we can't touch, we can't see, we only can feel. So what are some intangible resources we have in place? Our human capital. We have the customer. We have the customer capital. We have the social capital. We have the intellectual capital. And many companies, they are successful based on different intangible assets here. First of all, why human capital is intangible? Normally, employees are tangible. Can you touch the employees? I can touch you if you want, right? But why human capital is intangible?
Tangible.
Intangible. I said human capital is intangible. Why? When we talk about the employees, we say they are intangible. Yes, please. Very good. When we talk about the employees, we don't mean their physical appearance. When we talk about the employees, it is their skill, their knowledge, their ability, their behavior, which are intangible. Okay. So we have different type of intangible resources that make the company successful. For example, we have some resources related to the customer, especially the customer loyalty. There are some companies that are successful based on their customer loyalty. We say their customers are so loyal that make the company successful. Do you know any company that we say their customers are loyal? Who? Uh, Apple, very good. So many companies they say no. iPhone is almost the same to some other phone. iPhone and Samsung and something like that. Please don't hit him. Okay. But what makes the Apple successful? Their customer, they are loyal. Whenever Apple has a new iPhone, new product, they are willing to buy. They are willing to support it. Okay. Another example is there anyone here a fan of paper? Yeah. Big bang.
Blackpink.
Blackpink.
Blackpink. They anti-ban of Blackpink.
But what is it?
BTS.
BTS. BTS.
EXO.
I don't love BTS. They are little kids for me. For me, they are like a okay. So, K-pop is another example of the successful company based on their customer loyalty. To be honest, some of them are not that talented. To be honest, but they are quite successful. Why? Because of you. You are the loyal one, right? You support whenever they do whatever they say. You say, oh yes. When they have a new album, you buy. When they are promoting some brands, you also buy. Okay, so they are successful not based on their talent, to be honest, but because they're loyal fans. I'm sorry to many of you, but this is true. We have some other companies. They are successful based on their management philosophy. Marriott Hotel. Do you know Marriott Hotel? Anyone? Marriott. Marriott Hotel. It is the biggest hotel organization in the world. And in Marriott Hotel, they have the philosophy. That's why I just told you. Happy employees make happy customers. In that company, they say, our employees is our priority. We pay more attention to our employees. We make our employees satisfied. And our employees, we make our customers satisfied. Okay. And so for that philosophy, their employees, they contribute to their company's success and they do their best in order to help the company's success. Another one is intellectual capital. Okay, something related to the knowledge. So there are some companies, they say, they have some secret in their products, in their service, that make the company successful. Do you know any company? Okay. Okay. So are they successful? Okay. Do you know that in the center? The something, right? Okay. Near my house, there's one center that I can't remember. But maybe, okay, so they say they have some secret, okay, for their successful. Who else? Another company, yes. Okay, KFC, they say they have some formula to make their taste. Okay, who else? McDonald, what do they have?
The distance from the manager and the staff is just like friends.
Okay. So it should be more with the social capital, the corporate culture. Okay, that is the culture in the social capital. But there is one company, everyone knows. They say they have one secret formula to make their products. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. They say only a small number of people know their secret recipe to make the taste. And Coca-Cola said, with that taste, they make their products special and unique. Okay. So when you drink Coca-Cola and Pepsi without the label, can you notice the difference between Coca-Cola and Pepsi? In my opinion, Pepsi seems to be quicker and sweeter compared to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola seems to have a strong taste. Okay, so and many companies they say they are famous, they are successful based on their human capital, based on their employees, the knowledge of the employees, the experience of the employees. Do you know anyone in the company? Is anyone like Hai? I really like Hai. Not because of the food. In my opinion, the food there is normal. It tastes the same any other hot pot restaurant. However, what I like is their employees.
The service.
Yes, their service there. They respond to everything you do, right? They are friendly. They pay attention to details. You just do something like this, and they come and ask you, do you need any help? Something like that. Okay, so in my opinion, Haidilao is successful not because of their food or their decoration or anything, but because of their service, because of their employees. Okay, so the knowledge, the experience of the employees here make the company successful. And nowadays, people realize that this intellectual capital is more important, is more critical in helping the company successful rather than just the machine or the technology of the land. And many companies realize that actually these are all related to human capital. Human capital will make sure that the customer are known. Human capital is the one who implement the management philosophy. Human capital will make sure that they integrate the intellectual capital. And many companies feel that human capital is important. That's why we need to spend more money on the human capital, on our employees. We should spend more time, more energy, more effort in managing our human capital on our people. However, is there any company that don't need to invest a lot on the employees? Is there any company that might think that they should spend more money on other things rather than the employees? Is there any company? There must be. There must be. But tell me.
Samsung. Samsung.
Samsung? No, Samsung needs a lot of employees, especially the research and development team. Is there any company that might say that I don't need to invest on the employees? I should spend money on the facility. Yes, please. Very good. In manufacturing, in the factory. Okay. When you want to produce something, it is more important to focus on the technology. on the facility, on the whole production something. Very good. So maybe in those companies they say, I don't need to spend money on the employees. Why? I need money on the machine, and then we can easily hire anyone to press the button to observe the monitor the whole facility. Okay. Who else? Where did this come from? Who else? What have other companies? Maybe?
công ty nhóm đầu tư công nghệ.
Maybe in
Transportation.
transportation. Okay.
Food transport.
Okay. But if you think about that, they are still service companies, right? They are still service company. Food car, bus, they are the service company. And with service, you need employees. With service, you definitely need to employees. But maybe in agriculture, in the farm, okay, maybe for construction work, for construction or building something. Okay, so those employees, those companies, they say they don't need to pay attention to human resource management. Okay, we don't need to spend money on the employees. Instead, we will spend more money on the machine, on the technology, on the people. Okay. And for that, they follow the traditional view of human resource management. Okay. However, this is a very the percentage of the company that follow the traditional view is quite less. Okay, because nowadays many companies realize that employees are important. Many companies say that if we want to make a difference, we need our employees. If we want to produce higher products and service, we need employees. If we need to increase the customer satisfaction, we need employees. Okay. So many companies now they follow the modern view of human resource management. Employees are important. Employees are valuable. So we should spend more money on hiring the employees, on training the employees, on paying the employees, and keeping the employees stay with us. For our class, we focus on the modern view. Okay? For our class, we focus on the modern view. We say employees is important. Otherwise, I would be jobless. Okay? If we follow the modern view, there would be no class here. I would have nothing to do. Therefore, in our class, we focus on the modern view of human resource management. So now, why human resource is important? Why employees is important? Why should we spend more money on the employees? First, because employees is the one who do the job for us. Employees is the one who will do everything. Who produce, who sell, right? Who make the customer happy, who make the customer satisfied, so they are valued. Secondly, some people say that human resources are rare. Do you agree? They say high qualified people, high quality people are rare. Do you agree? Really? If you think about it, every year, how many new graduates we have? So every year we have a large numbers more employees in the labor market. So why they say human resources are rare? Very good. Now we talk about the right people. So what does it mean? What makes an employee suitable for the job? What defines a qualified employee? They need to have the knowledge, the skills, and lastly the experience that can come with the skill, with the knowledge and the skill. They are together. But what else? when the company wants to hire the employees, they look at the knowledge, the skill, and one last thing is no, not experience. Feeling no. Personality, something similar to personality. Attitude. Okay. Do you think you have the right attitude for employment? Sure. Okay. But Dion,
Cô bị Covid không cô? You ask you, do you have COVID?
I test COVID every week, so you don't worry. I am always negative. From 2020 until now, I'm always negative. And I test every week, so don't worry. But because I have a lot of blood, so I can't too much, so I damage myself. I'm always negative, don't worry. Okay. Many people say that the young generation, you don't have the positive working attitude. Right? They complain many times about you. Do you agree with the comment? Yes or no? Many times they complain that the younger generation, you demand too much, right? You need the company to do this, to do that for you. And whenever you are unhappy, you quit. You look for another company. So many companies say that you don't have a positive working attitude. So how do you feel about that conclusion? Totally agree. Is it for you or for your employee or for your friends?
The young generation demand a lot and they always want another person has to work for them, just like don't want to work for another. So about me, I think that the really important personality, like the personality that the young generation don't have, that is the patience.
Patience.
Yeah, we don't have patience because we're young, and we want to YOLO, just like do everything we want and pick everything we want. So we don't have patience to think it carefully before we do or we talk with our boss. So actually, the young generation is don't have the patience to work, and maybe we don't have like a good skill, like another have an experience why they're doing the work or why they're doing the job. So yeah, that is I totally agree with the idea that young generation don't have patience to work, and they demand a lot.
Okay. So if you think about that, the older generation, they have less demand, they have less expectation, and it seems like for the older generation, if the manager gives them a job, they will follow the manager. That is one-way relationship. But now here, for the younger generation, that perspective is changed. So you will tell the managers you work for them if they also have to meet your expectations. So you have some demand. Not only the manager who demand you to have the knowledge, the skill, or the attitude. You also demand the manager to give you flexibility, higher salary, more respect, right? Okay, so now you have to sacrifice your manager. Your manager also have to sacrifice you. To be honest, it would be a little bit difficult to say it is right or wrong, it is good or not. But it is just the new generation. So managers have to deal with them. Managers need to make sure that they understand the younger generation, what the younger generations expect and demand, and we have to deal with that. Okay, if you want to work with the younger generation, that is what you have to do. But at the same time, he's right. You have lack of patience. Okay, bless you. He's right. Some of the younger generation, because you have less of the pressure of the financial pressure. So for you, you can easily quit the job and you look for another one. But the younger generation, the older generation, they have to think about where they can earn money. Okay, so even if they want to quit the job, they have to think carefully and then say, okay, no, it is important. I need the income, so maybe I stay here. I try hard. So many people say, now we are lacking of qualified people. We are lacking of people who have the knowledge, who have the skill, and who also have the positive working attitude. You might have the knowledge, you might have the skill, but please work on your positive working attitude. Okay? And next, many people say human resources are valuable because they cannot be imitated. So what does it mean, imitated?
Yes.
What does it mean? Copycat, very good, or duplicated. So even if you study in the same course, you from the same hospital, you graduate from university, but you are not the same. Your skill, your knowledge, your attitude will be different. How you provide, how you approach the customer also be different. Okay, therefore now, if we lose one employee, it will be almost impossible to find another one to replace him. Okay, because we can't find anyone else who are the same. Therefore, we don't want to lose him. If we lose him, we lose our irreplaceable employee. And finally, we see another debate for the current generation. They say human resources have no good substitute. Do you remember what is substitute? You mentioned substitute in the class of microeconomics. You discussed something about, do you still remember Michael Porter? Porter 5 do you remember? You mentioned substitute already. Substitute is replacement. Replacement. Human resources have no good replacement. There's nothing can replace humans. Do you agree with the statement? Now we talk a lot about robots, about AI, about technology. So what do you think?
Replace human people. Most of the jobs.
Okay. Okay, in the future, maybe. Not in the future. Now we already see robots take over some work of the human. For example, in the hotel. Now there is a robot who will clean the hotel room. In the restaurant, there are also robots who make the food. Now you know there is a machine that will make the food. Okay, we don't need to say, we don't need to wait away. However, in my opinion, no matter how high developed the technology is, they only can support the human work. We still need the instinct. Okay, AI or the technology or the robot or the machine, they can support human work. They can make the job of the people become easier. Okay, or when they have some dangerous working activity, working task, you can let the robot do it. However, that's still human resources. Employees are still the most important. And with that, we say, okay, this is why human resource management is important. This is why we have to discuss, we have to study how to manage the employees. Okay. So with human resource management, what we can do? We affect the employees, the human capital. We make the employees feel more motivated about their job. Okay, we make the employees put more effort. So now I tell you, the more you work, the more you earn. So should you work harder? Every time you achieve your KPI, I will give you 3% of commission. How do you feel? Happy when you put more effort down? Okay. Now, if you don't reach your KPI, I'm going to fire you.
Sợ là
So do you put effort now?
không.
So I fire you. I will fire another one to do my job. I will fire another him to do your job. But now you lose. Yes. Are you gonna worry?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you see there are many different ways of what we can do. But at the end, we let the employees feel motivated. We let the employees feel that they should put more effort. Okay, spend more time on doing the job in order to survive in the government, to earn more money. Okay. And at the end, we make sure that our organization will improve their quality. Okay. Will increase the profitability and will increase the customer satisfaction. And that is the objective of purpose of the human resource management. So, you know what is human resource management. So in the company, there is always one department to manage the employees, to take care of the human resource practices. Normally, for that department, we say the human resource department. But there are many different names for the human resource department. Can you look up on the internet and tell me some other names we can use to call the department that manage the employees? Any other names that we can call the department that manage the employees? Any other name? The department that manage the employees. People operation department. Still maybe. Okay, that is subjected by the internet, right? Talent management. Okay, so who are the talent? Our employees. Okay, so we say our employees is our talent. Who else? What else? Staff management. Okay, technically yes, but it's so cold. Huh? What else? Someone say something? Okay, human capital management. Personnel management. Personnel department. What else? Wait.
Administrative department.
Administrative department. Very good, very good.
Có.
Increase experience department. No, that is a little bit too narrow. We only focus on increase. But human resource management is also about what we do for the government, rather than just what we do for the people. You're too narrow. Okay, normally I would prefer personnel policy, human resource department, or human capital, or we have manpower department also. No matter what you call it, however, with human resource department, they have some specific activities, what they have to do. So since you're familiar, this is almost what you explained before, right? With the human resource department, what do? They analyze the job. They design the job. Okay, they analyze, for example, In our company, we have the job of digital marketing executive. So what is the job about? What are the tasks, the responsibility or the duties of the job? Human resource management or the department here. They will have to analyze the job. They will have to design how employees should work, do their job. What else? Human resource department also be in charge of recruiting and selecting new employees. Human resource management will think about how to train their employees, how to develop their employees. Human resource management will think about how to manage the employees' performance, how to evaluate the employees' performance. Human resource management will think about the compensation system. What to pay the employees now? How much to pay for each job now? Okay. And the bonus system, the commission system. Human resource department, they have to be responsible. They have to maintain the positive relationship in the company. What else? They are the one who have to establish the personnel policy, for example, policy about the working hours, policy about uniform, policy about what happens if you are late to work. Okay, what are some punishments? Those policies. Human resource management here, they also in charge of the data of the user. So whenever you join the company, you have to give them your database, right? Your personality, your background information, your education, your work experience, your contact information. So human resource department, they have to manage those databases. They have to use those databases, or they even have to analyze the database. And normally, human resource management, they have one important task to ensure the privacy of the database, of the employees database. However, now we have many cases in which the employees feel that their data, their information is being sold to someone else or being leaked to someone else. For example, at my work email, I receive many different emails from many different companies to ask me if I need to buy something, if I need to borrow some money, or even they ask me if I need to buy a fake degree. Okay, they ask me, do I need a fake bachelor degree? One time I got really bored, I have nothing to do, so I replied, I'm sorry, thank you very much for your offer, but I already have a master degree, so I don't need your fake bachelor degree, something like that. Okay. But there is one question. In the company, when the employees' information are being leaked to other people or being sold to other companies, do you know who would sell the employees' information? Who the employees database? Okay, your employees database. Many times they say there's someone in the company who will sell the employees database to other companies. Do you know who would do it? No, manager would never do it. Manager don't know how to do it. Secretary also doesn't know how to do it. No, database normally it is the online, the computer system. Normally it is the IT department. Normally it is the IT department. They know how to do it. They have access to the customer database and they have the technique. Okay, they have the technique. Many times it is the IT people who sell information, who sell the database of the employees to other companies. So human resource department, what they have to do now? They will have to manage their database, employees database. They need to maintain, to ensure the privacy of the data. And for many companies, for big companies, even better. They use different quantitative tools and scientific methods to analyze the employees' database. And they give some suggestions, some recommendations to manager what they should do. For example, here. For example, you know Google?
Yes.
Do you want to work for Google?
No.
Really? Yes. So, most of the students who study IT, technology, they want to work for Google because they say Google provide the most flexibility for the working environment for them to do their job. So every year, Google receive a high numbers of applications. So every year, their human resource department they receive many applications, and they read the application again and again and again, and this is too much. So what to do now? They analyze the information from the application first. Okay, so for example, for the past 10 years, they received this much of application form. They will analyze every case. The computer will do it, not them. The computer will analyze every case it gives. And so they will suggest who should be successful. What kind of application would be successful? Okay, and from now on, if they have a new application, the computer will compare the new application and the successful application before. Okay, so for example, this is the application before. So the computer will suggest, okay, most of them, if they are most of them who are successful, they are from UEH. Okay, so one point now, if you are from UEH, mostly you'll be successful. Another factor is they have the outgoing personality. So now for the new application, if you have the outgoing personality, it means you'll be successful. Okay? They will analyze the application in order to identify the ideal profile of the successful application. So from now on, for any new application, the computer will compare between you, your application, and the ideal, the perfect application. Okay, and then if you match, it means you are good. Okay, so Google, they use the information from the database in order to suggest who we should hire. Oh, another one, credit Suisse. Okay, this is, do you know what is credit Suisse? What kind of company is that? Credit Suisse. What kind of company? Don't look. Don't search. Yes, try to guess. Just guess.
Thanks.
Banks. Very good. Credit Suisse is one of the two biggest banks in Switzerland. In Switzerland, they are famous for their banking system. Okay, in Switzerland, they are famous. What are Switzerland famous for? Their banks, their chocolate, and Roger Federer. I don't know if anyone plays tennis. Okay, he just retired, I think, last week. Okay. So, why the bank system in Switzerland is so famous? Because of their confidentiality. So you deposit your money in the bank. No one can know your information. Even if it is the Interpol, the FBI or the CIA, they can't ask anything. The Swiss bank will never say anything about it. They even don't frozen your bank account. So no matter who you are, if you put your money in the Swiss bank, your money is safe. Okay, so who put the money in the Swiss bank? Any British people, right? Politicians, even terrorists, any criminal. They will put the information in the bank system and they are safe. So in the bank, they pay more attention to confidentiality, how to keep the information of that customer safe. So in the credit risk, they don't want to lose any employees. They don't want any of their employees to quit their job because when their employees quit their job, they will disclose the information of their customer. Okay, so if you work for Credit Suisse, you work forever. Why? Because they don't want to lose. They don't want you to quit your job and you go someone else and then you tell other people about your customer. So what is it? What do? They analyze the information of the employee about working performance, about working hours, about how many times you ask for actions, how many times you are late for work. And then the computer that will suggest who is likely to leave the job, who is going to quit the job. Okay, the computer that will suggest who is going to quit the job. And the computer even suggests what we should do in order to keep the employees safe. Okay, so that no one is going to leave Credit Suisse. Everyone stays with the company. Okay, and the customer information to be safe. Okay, and you see human resource management now. We use technology in order to analyze our database, our customer database, and we suggest to the manager what is it. Okay, and the human resource management, we will also, human resource department, also we make sure that the company, especially the manager, do not break any legal regulation, especially when we want to fire the employee. Okay, how to fire them. Whenever we have the new policy, is it follow the regulation, the legal regulation or not? If I want to reduce his salary, okay, does it follow the rule or he is going to sue me? We human resource department will make sure that when manager make decisions about the employees, they will follow the legal registration. Okay. So that is the human resource department. Any questions about human resource department? Yes or no? Long? Yes or no?
Yes. I want to ask you about the traditional view and modern view. This is the.
Okay.
I think in the modern view, it is an old view in reality because the company Vietnam they will to development the technology um, so more than to
So you think in Vietnam we will have more traditional view or modern view?
yeah
More what?
more traditional view
More
than
traditional view?
yeah.
No. Based on the company, the small company or the family business, they might follow the traditional view. But now, most of the big companies, they follow the modern view. For example, UEH, definitely modern view. Who else? What kind of other company? Vinamilk, who else? Ajinomoto, maybe, who else? Hai also, modern view for sure. They pay really high to the employees. So actually, it depends on the company. It depends on the strategy of the company, the characteristic of the company, or even the industry.
So in reality, there have some the problem like they cut down the employee when they happen like COVID-19.
Okay. Actually, we will discuss that in next week. It depends on the strategy of the company, not what they think about human resource management, but it is one of the strategy of the company. They use downsizing. They have to reduce the numbers of the employees. It doesn't mean that they don't care about the employees, but That is what we have to do in order to survive. Okay, so if there's no further question, we'll finish our class here. Okay. Remember what you have to do. Choose the topic and please read the remaining of chapter 1. Okay, read before class and next week we'll discuss more. Many of you are absent, many of your friends are absent today. Ask them to come to the class next week, okay? Yes. And last, group leader, at the end of group leader at the end of every class, please report the participation and the attendance of your group member to him. Okay. If you don't do it, it means you're absent. It means you don't have any participation for. Clear? Thank you very much. See you next week.
So, okay, I will take the my group 1. Okay.
Nói tiếng Việt được rồi mấy anh chị.